I didn't have a Floyd Mayweather to stand behind me and tell me, about what's right and what's wrong.
Gervonta Davis's corner. So you have Coach Calvin, and Coach Calvin is the head trainer, and you have Coach Kenny, who really specializes on preparing game plans specifically for opponents.
Gervonta Davis has once again joined forces with Floyd Mayweather as he gears up for his rematch. With Lamont Roach, Mayweather expressed continued admiration for Gervonta's accomplishments. Calling him like a son, he emphasized that he never takes Gervonta's public comments to heart. Floyd also made it known that his only wish is to see Davis thrive and hopes to witness more power, discipline, and clarity from him in this next bout.
Tank Vince out on social media. He's been through a lot, throughout his life. But I take my hat off to him. I'm proud of him. Saturday night we had a game plan, and a lot of times when he says certain things on social media, I say, to me he's still a kid. And when I was that age, I probably would have did the same thing. I didn't have a Floyd Mayweather to stand behind me and tell me, about what's right and what's wrong. He got the job done, but my hat off to Ryan Garcia, tough competitor, tough fighter, and the best man won.
New footage emerging from Gervonta Davis's training base in Las Vegas paints the picture of a fighter entirely locked into preparation mode for his upcoming rematch. Each sparring round appears carefully designed, with observers highlighting his boosted endurance, crisp footwork, and intense commitment during every drill. Insider sources releasing behind-the-scenes videos describe Davis as being in top physical shape. With a focused, uncompromising mentality, the camp atmosphere suggests more than just routine training. It points to a calculated transformation for a high-stakes showdown. When Gervonta Davis chose to split from Mayweather Promotions, Floyd Mayweather responded with visible support. He admired Davis's drive, highlighting the importance of carving one's own path. "Let him do his thing," Floyd remarked, standing by Gervonta's decision to take charge of his destiny. Even with the split, Floyd's response reflected continued admiration, recognizing the young fighter's hunger to shape his own future. It showcased a relationship rooted in respect, one where mentorship uplifts rather than controls, and where Davis's evolution is seen not as distance, but as progress.
And there's nothing like taking a kid that come from the same background as you and helping them and put them in a position to become a multi-millionaire. You meet a kid, he come up to you for an autograph. You sign an autograph for him, then I tell him, in a few years when you get older, I'm gonna work with you and I'm gonna make you world champion someday. Years later, I started working with him, helped him, pushed him to be great. And if he feels like, he's grew wings where he can fly and become his own boss, more power to him.
Floyd Mayweather remains invested in Davis's journey, especially when it comes to his placement on the pound-for-pound rankings. There were whispers that Davis's association with Mayweather Promotions might be holding him back from getting his due recognition. Floyd directly tackled those claims, insisting that a fighter's connections should never overshadow their raw ability. His backing has evolved into a call for unbiased evaluation, emphasizing that Davis deserves elite status no matter who promotes him. This gesture reflects more than loyalty. It shows Mayweather's mentorship is active in the ring and influential in how the sport perceives greatness.
When is Gervonta Davis going to go somewhere in the power for power? Do he deserve to be in the power for power? Absolutely. Do Terrence Crawford deserve to be in the power for power? Absolutely. But what about Gervonta Davis? He deserves to be somewhere also in the power for power.
Why don't they give him that credit?
Because he was affiliated with me.
Determined to eliminate every weakness, Davis has taken full responsibility during training camp. He's reunited with familiar coaches, bringing back the core team from his most dominant runs. The message is clear. He means business, from sparring partners to strength experts and tactical advisors. Each member knows his rhythm inside out. They've dissected past flaws and responded with intense training, including pressure-tested sparring, advanced drills, and focus conditioning routines. This comprehensive approach ensures Davis steps into the ring fully prepared, leaving no vulnerabilities unchecked.
Anybody else who is a Tank Gervonta Davis fan nervous watching that fight last night? I was nervous after probably like the third round. I was like, yeah, I don't know about this. Here's the thing. I think we all know Tank didn't take this fight as serious as he should have. In the post-fight press conference, he said he didn't know what round it was. He said he lost track of the round. Like, that's not like him to do that. But I think he went in with the same game plan he typically does, where he just wears these guys down and then kind of baits them into just a crazy uppercut counter. And if you saw in the 11th and 12th round, he was going for it, but he couldn't connect it because this Lamont Roach guy, he's fast, he's quick. And as a Baltimore native, I wanted Tank to win. I want him to win. The whole Be More DC thing, I wanted him to win. I don't know if y'all saw when Tank was getting his hands wrapped, he was yawning. He didn't take it serious. But one silver lining is that he's probably not retiring now. He's got to take that rematch. And here's the thing, when he takes that rematch, when they do fight again, this fight, Tank's going to win this handily. He'll probably win it in the 7th or 8th. But yeah, it wasn't a draw. Tank lost that fight. He took a knee. Strategically, he took a knee. But he took a knee. Tank lost that fight. Unfortunately. But I'm excited for that rematch. I feel like it's probably going to be the most watched boxing match in history.
Gervonta's departure from Mayweather Promotions grabbed major attention, not because it was messy, but because it played out so openly. Davis craved independence, while Floyd stood firm on discipline and structure. That clash shaped a story of mentorship pushed to its limits by career ambition. Their recent reunion, however, has sparked fresh conversation. Many see it not just as making peace, but as a calculated partnership. It suggests both men have acknowledged the split was perhaps necessary, and that coming back together now shows growth, wisdom, and a renewed focus on a common vision.
And I expect to get respect by letting me speak.
Thank you. Floyd, I want to switch gears real quick, man. Gervonta said, I'm not signed to a single soul. So is Tank now a free agent, or is he still signed with Mayweather Promotions?
Well, this is the Mayweather Deji press conference. So I'm here to talk about Dubai. I'm here to talk about entertaining the people, having fun. And I'm not here to talk disrespectful or bad about any fighter. They say America is the land of the free. So we live, we love, and we keep striving each and every day. That's what life is about.
Davis has once again joined forces with his longtime trainer, Calvin Ford. Their connection is more than just professional. It's built on years of discipline, loyalty, and a shared commitment to growth. Ford played a key role in Davis's early rise to the top, crafting some of his most memorable victories. Now, with their paths crossing again, Ford brings renewed focus and strategic direction. No one understands Davis's mindset and instincts like Ford does. His presence in camp isn't just tactical, it's grounding, bringing back a voice Davis knows, trusts, and thrives under.
He's 100% correct. Personally, I had Gervonta Davis up a round, because whenever you have rounds where nobody's doing anything, I'm not just going to do what most people do, and especially people that don't like Gervonta Davis, which is just give the round to the other guy because Gervonta Davis didn't manage to knock him out that round. Okay, so this is Gary Russell Jr. clearly saying, man, no, I don't think Lamont Roach won that fight. You also had Al Bernstein, and Al Bernstein, I'm telling you, is a very, very straight, fair guy who I don't know if he was on that call, but he used to work with Showtime. I don't know if he was on there. I don't recall if I heard him. I think it was Rolly Ronaldo that was calling it. But Al Bernstein, who was a very, very objective person, said, hey, look, no. Sorry to break it to you, but Gervonta Davis won that fight. Yeah, Lamont Roach put up a really good fight, But Lamont Roach was not dynamic. He did not do anything to really separate himself from Gervonta Davis. He just kept it equal. He just tried to keep it even the entire fight. And that's not enough, again, to take the belt from the champion. Now, I do want to say that the people that thought that Lamont Roach won, I don't have any problem with that. I really don't have a problem with it at all. I personally, again, had a point for Gervonta Davis, but I could see how those swing rounds really could go, depending on who's looking at it, really could go different ways, right?
The addition of Kenny Ellis brings a sharp edge to Davis's preparation. Known for his deep strategic insight, Ellis focuses on technical polish and maintaining composure through all 12 rounds. His style revolves around in-fight adaptability, ensuring Davis can shift gears mid-bout. On fight night, Ellis's role will be critical. He'll read Roach's movement in real time, adjust Davis's ring positioning, and fine-tune tactical changes as the rounds unfold. Combined with Ford's deep-rooted bond with Davis, Ellis introduces a cerebral layer to the corner. While Ford channels instinct and emotional rhythm, Ellis delivers precision and control. Their contrasting styles mesh into a complete system, one that not only fine-tunes Davis's technique, but also reinforces his mental sharpness. With both minds in his corner, Davis isn't just physically locked in, he's mentally fortified and emotionally grounded.
Think about the fact that, that Lamont Roach was seen at a basketball game chugging a beer. And I would have added to the question that you see Lamont Roach out giving a bunch of interviews, doing the interview circuit, right? Kind of being a little bit out of character leading into the rematch. Do you think, and this is what Mill City asked, do you think that is something you guys are taking in consideration in preparation for the fight? And what Kenny Ellis said was, look, man, we're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. We know what Lamont Roach brings to the table, and he says that Lamont Roach is, we're not believing that he's out there drinking or blowing up a bunch of weight and all of that. He says what most people say, hey, we're going to prepare for the best version of Lamont Roach that is going to, that'll come for us. But the way that he saw the fight coming out was he said he sees it like the fight before, a lot of really crisp shots landing.
Lamont Roach is heading into this rematch with quiet determination and calculated intent. He's openly shown respect for Davis's punching power and admitted that. Their first encounter revealed flaws in his own strategy. Roach and his team are leaving nothing to chance. They've immersed themselves in hours of footage, breaking down Davis's every move, focusing specifically on countering southpaw techniques, and elevating Roach's high-pressure attack. This time, Roach isn't leaning on experience or familiarity. He's treating the fight like an entirely new challenge, where only disciplined reinvention will matter.
How many rematches that you fought?
0.
What do you have to do to create enough separation where this don't happen again?
Whew, it's a good question. It's going to be based on my training camp. I have to push myself a little harder if that didn't give me the win. And I have room. I definitely have room. I'm not going to lie, I have room.
You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think he got some more gears?
100% for a fact. I think he might have some more gears, but I fought the best Gervonta that night. I don't want people to get it misconstrued or whatever the case may be. He's a hell of a fighter. Hell of an IQ, great punching power, good speed, and a really good boxing ability. A lot of people underrate that. Don't think because of what I did, y'all think y'all can just go in there and think y'all can have the same night, you know what I'm saying, or do the same thing. He still will go upside your head and crack you, and you know what I'm saying, you might end up on the floor. Everybody not built the same. And that's what people get it messed up. He did a whole lot of things that was good in that fight. A whole lot. And I'm telling you right now, if he wasn't as good of a fighter as he was, that would have been, you know what I'm saying? I would have steamrolled. Don't get that misconstrued. He's still the guy he is. It's just he ran into a guy that's on the same level.
Industry observers have drawn attention to a subtle but important detail. The fall Davis suffered in the first fight might not have been a legitimate knockout. Reports suggest it was caused by hair product residue seeping into his eyes, impairing his vision. Reframing the incident this way shifts the narrative from vulnerability to unfortunate mishap. For Davis's fans, this explanation serves as redemption. A small oversight with a clear solution, more precise pre-fight prep, stricter control over distractions, and laser focus on the details. Davis's team stands by their initial tactical approach, which was designed to exploit Roach's foot placement and reaction speed. They've since dissected lapses in timing and moments of hesitation, and used that breakdown to refine their approach. The mission isn't to start from scratch. It's to sharpen what already works and ensure Davis executes it with full confidence, even under peak pressure.
He got a good chin. Oh, he got a good chin. If you got a good chin, okay, let's go ahead. Let's touch this. The chin ain't the only thing that can get you out of there. There's other things you can do and then go back to the chin. I won't go into details, but I look at shit different from a lot of people, man. You know what I'm saying? You got a fighter that listen. He's gonna be a hell of a fighter if he listens to what I tell him. You know, all fighters don't listen because some missions you put them on. You gotta walk through hell to get it done, and every fighter's not willing to walk through hell. You know what I mean? But the chin is not the only thing to get a fight out of it, and the body's not the only thing to get a fight out of it. It's other shit too, you know. I believe in hurting them. You can hurt. You gotta hurt them. You get it started, you know.
Petey, thank you for the $2. People were surprised by Roach and Tank. What do you think the biggest surprise was in the fight?
It wasn't a surprise because we know Roach. It wasn't a surprise. Roach can fight. A lot of people think because a person is not popular, they don't exist. There's fighters out there that can rumble. They just got to get the opportunity, you know?
Jeff Mayweather addressed the draw with measured honesty, calling it unexpected but far from controversial. He stood solidly in Davis's corner, describing the result as a temporary lapse rather than a reflection of declining skills. While he gave credit to Roach for his fearless showing, Jeff made it clear that the draw introduced a crack in the once undeniable image of Davis's dominance. Now, Davis faces the task of reasserting control and silencing doubts. Jeff's take strikes a careful balance. It reflects deep-rooted belief in Davis while also acknowledging the pressure of public scrutiny.
Jeff Mayweather here, the Mayweather Boxing Club. How are you doing, sir?
Okay.
You don't look okay.
I am.
All right, well, we got this potential rematch. Everybody wants to see Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach. First of all, are you surprised that everybody's wanting to see a rematch between these two? Because no one expected it to be a close fight in the first place.
That much is true. Me, myself, I'm a big Tank fan. And I was shocked. I was shocked at the outcome of the fight.
Who did you have winning the fight?
I Roach winning the fight.
Do you consider it robbery, or do you lean Roach and are cool with the draw?
I wouldn't say it was a robbery. I mean, the fight was close. But if I was a judge, I would have gave Roach the fight.
Right. Talking about this rematch, what do you? I mean, so the one thing Tank always had for him, everyone, he had that kind of almost like Mike Tyson-esque, right? The air of invincibility, the knockout power. People were scared of him, that kind of thing. Do you think what Roach did to him, moving up in weight, and not being a big puncher himself, but able to withstand Tank, that kind of his air of invincibility has maybe been slightly diminished?
I won't say it's been diminished, but I do think that more people, more fighters that probably were afraid of him are not going to be afraid.
And do you think that's almost something that could play in Tank's hand, right? Maybe we had an off day, everybody has an off day, and take him.
Everybody can have off night, but I think the one thing that is the most important thing that nobody's talking about is the fact that
Hawker Stevenson's analysis adds a fresh layer of insight. He applauded Roach's distinctive style and pointed out specific technical hurdles that Davis needs to overcome. Coming from someone of Stevenson's caliber, this praise does more than flatter. It elevates Roach from being a what-time spoiler to a serious strategic problem. His breakdown reframes the rematch as more than just a redemption arc. It becomes a test of Davis's ability to adapt to evolving challenges rather than just reclaim control.
What does the rematch look like between Lamont and Gervonta, you think?
I like Lamont in the rematch.
You were one of the few that kind of picked Lamont to begin with. Why was that?
I sparred with Lamont. I knew that he was a good fighter. He helped me get ready for the Oscar Valdez fight. And I knew his style, with Tank style, what he was going to be able to bring to the table. I knew it. So.
Did you really win 20 rounds?
I swear to God, on my daughter's life, I won that much money.
How different does a rematch look in your opinion, Shakur? What adjustments do you think we see from both?
Huh?
What adjustments do we see from both in a rematch?
I think I can't tell you game plans. I could be fighting these guys, so I'm gonna keep my secrets to myself. But truthfully, they both good fighters.
Do you think it's a lot different rematch, or do you think it'll be close again?
It's gonna be a hell of a fight.
How did you see Tank in that fight? A lot of people are saying maybe he's mentally not there. What did you see?
Nah, he was the same Tank. I don't believe that. I don't got no thought in my brain that makes me think that he wasn't the person he been all of these other fights. I think he was the same person. All this stuff that he going through stuff. I mean, everybody go through stuff. So he's the same fighter. He's going to be the same fighter throughout his career. So.
Mikey Garcia expressed confidence in Gervonta Davis's ability to adapt and secure victory in the rematch, pointing to his refined skills and ring experience as key advantages. Yet, Garcia made it clear that technical ability won't be enough on its own. He emphasized that Davis must bring complete mental clarity into the ring and block out all external distractions. A lapse in focus, Garcia warned, could tilt the fight in Roach's favor. His view underscores the necessity of not just physical sharpness, but also psychological readiness, arguing that Davis must deliver on both fronts to truly dominate the rematch.
Before I let you go, because I know I got a lot of shit to do. Lamont Roach versus Gervonta, the rematch looks like it's gonna happen. Hopefully,
I think Tank wins in the rematch.
Why?
I think he'll make the right adjustments, and he won't take too long to fight. He kind of gave a lot of the round away sometimes. I think he'll be more active and he'll win. But big props to Roach for his last fight and performance. Fuck, surprised everybody.
Right.
I think he was robbed from the victory. Again, that knockdown should have been a knockdown.
Right.
But whatever, he gets a rematch, and maybe they get a third fight, after that. Who knows?
Yeah. Maybe it turns the market back out.
Maybe it turns out to be another great fucking matchup, and they say, let's run it back.
Right.
And maybe that controversy from the first fight actually helps Roach fucking get 3 fights out of it instead of just the one, or you never know.
That wraps up today's video. Don't miss what's coming next.